Yeah. Mic check, check, mic. Yeah. Sounds good. Should be able to hear from the back of the room. Cool. We good to go. I said we good to go. as, as long as we get people staying out of the chamber without informing you. Man, how much more evidence you want? Somebody. Timer. Funny thing, I was talking to you about the N word before. My stepdaughter was 14, and one of her little playmates was on a schoolyard using that word. She said, "I'm gonna tell you one time, don't do that no more." And the girl said it again. She cracked her in the mouth, and the school called my old lady. "I'm gonna kick her ass. I'm gonna kick her ass." And I said, "No, before you decide that, let me find out what happened." And she said, "You know, I warned her once by using that word. I don't like that word, and you know, I'm not gonna let her use that word. And you're my dad. I'm not gonna let her use that word." So I told my lady, "You're not gonna touch her." And I told her, "Baby, look, I love you for what you did. I understand why you did it, and I love you for what you did. But next time, take her out behind the building where can't nobody take her behind the building where can't nobody see her, then crack her in the mouth." She told her biological father off about that word. Yeah, because he refers to me, and every other word is, you know, this and that. You don't use that word. You don't use that word around me talking about him. He loves us more than you. He loves me and mommy more than you do. If you're gonna use that word talking to me, just don't bother talking to me. It's, it's just a word. And then with, you know, all according to what your mindset is, you when you don't acknowledge it or whatever, you take away the power it used to have. And now it's more or less just the all that racial stuff is a bunch of crap because there's one race, the human race. Like my grandfather's generation, and to some extent my mother's generation, was just as racist as any Klansman. I can't really blame them though, because look at it this way. There was a theory where they said that children were a product of their environment, but I would amend that and say that in a different way. In some cases, children were a victim of their environment, because if you grew up in a household where that was prevalent in the household, that was the teaching in the household, and there was nobody to tell you different. That's the way you grew up, and you raised your kids the way you was raised.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. Very good. Addis Caribbean. I was here last weekend. Am I the first one or?
No, I'm the first one. You said.
I like that.
But I'm on the crew for this, so I don't really count.
How you been today? How you been today so far?
Oh, you know how it is. Sometimes life pats you on the head, sometimes it kicks you in the butt. You just got to go with the flow.
There is something going on in front of city.
There's always something going on.
Always?
There's always something going on. All right, turn it down for a moment.
Okay, we'll do one more audio test. Audio test, 1, 2, 3. Good.
Hey, good morning. You got anything with any public comments this morning? If we ain't got no public comments, maybe your buddy will skip the meeting this morning.
Oh, I think that's wishful thinking. Good morning, everyone who is here joining the Board of Public Works here in the hearing room. Thank you for joining us this morning, and good morning to the Bureau representatives who have joined us via the Zoom platform. I'm going to ask if George would be so kind as to unmute yourself and confirm whether you can hear me, and please, I'll confirm whether I can hear you.
Yes, good morning. Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. Thank you so much, George. I appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
And so if there's any members of the public or folks who wish to offer public commentary or commentary on any of our items this morning on our agenda, here in the physical room with us, there are speaker cards located in the back of the room on the table. If you'd be so kind as to fill one out and indicate which item you'd like to speak on and hand it to me, I will record your information for the record. If there's anyone attending our meeting via the virtual platform, if you would please press star 9 to raise your hand, star 6 to unmute. Identify yourself and which item you'd like to speak on. I will record your information for the record. Seeing no hands raised and no speaker cards, I will make one more call before we get started. It's approximately 9:58. We should get started in the next 7 to 8 minutes. Thank you.
Alex. We miss you at the quiet time.
Yeah, hopefully, since I'm here, they probably won't ask me.
That's the idea. Show up. So don't.
Once again, good morning to everyone who is attending the Board of Public Works meeting in our hearing room this morning. Welcome, and if there are any members of the public who would like to offer public commentary or comments on any of our items on our agenda this morning, please fill out a speaker card located in the back of the room and hand it to me. If there are any members joining us via the Zoom platform who wish to offer public comment or commentary on any of our agenda items, please press *9 to raise your hand, *6 to unmute at this time, and I will record your name and information for the record. And seeing no hands raised, we should get started in the next minute or so. All right, President Garcia, it looks like we are ready to go. I'll go ahead and put us into record mode at this time.
Okay, perfect.
And we are in record mode.
Great. Thank you. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the scheduling meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, September 13, 2023. I think I felt like I said it wrong, so let me say it one more time. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the regular scheduled meeting for the Board of Public Works for Wednesday, September 13, 2023. TJ Knight?
Yes, President Garcia, TJ Knight, Assistant Executive Officer, taking roll and establishing quorum. This morning, we have President Garcia, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioner Corsand. We are also joined by City Attorney Representative Ms. Virginia Choi. I'm Assistant Executive Officer TJ Knight, and we do have a quorum this morning. We have no speaker cards under public comment, no neighborhood council commentary, and no speaker cards under any of our items. However, we did receive, and for the record, I did distribute to all commissioners two public comments received on item number 1.
Okay, perfect, very much. Thank you for that, TJ Knight. Given that we do not have any public comment now is officially closed. Moving on to the approval of the minutes of Wednesday, August 30th, 2023. Is there a second to my motion to approve this item? Thank you, Dr. Davis. TJ Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Dr. Davis to approve the minutes of Wednesday, August 30th, 2023.
Very good, and we'll take a roll call vote, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
And Commissioner Corsand.
Aye.
All ayes, and the item is approved, and we'll move forward.
Great, thank you very much. TJ, do we have, item number 7, there are no presenters for that one, correct?
That is correct.
Okay, let me take item number 7 now. This is a stop notice for Hercon Construction Services, Inc. Hercon Construction Services, Inc. is transmitting a stop notice in the amount of $280,593.70 for labor, service, equipment, or materials used for KDC, Inc., doing business as Dynalectric in connection with the Highway Safety Improvement Cycle 6, Projects 1 and 2 and 4. Is there a second to my motion to adopt this item? Thank you, Dr. Davis. TJ Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Dr. Davis to adopt item number 7.
Very good, and we'll take a roll call vote on item number 7, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis. And Commissioner Corsand.
Aye.
All ayes, item number 7 is received forthwith.
Great, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to those joining us here in person and those joining us virtually. It is great to be here now in mid of September as we start our new week for our board. Just wanted to let you know that this is the only meeting we're going to have this week as Friday, even though it's not a holiday. We are observing on Rosh Hashanah. I hope I said it right.
Rosh Hashanah.
Rosh Hashanah. Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Rosh Hashanah. So we will not be having a board meeting this Friday. We will be working, though, just FYI, so we will be answering emails. Other than that, I just wanted to make that announcement, and also that starting Friday, September 15, we start our Latino Heritage Month, and so there's going to be a huge event here at City Hall Friday afternoon celebrating Latino heritage, and we ourselves are going to celebrate by recognizing board members within the month, so stay tuned for that as well. All right, colleagues, let's move on to item number 1 on today's agenda. This is a request from the Bureau of Engineering in Council District 4 for a construction order for JILC Heavy Construction, Inc., Emergency Pre-Qualified On-Call Geotechnical Structural Construction Services List for the Los Angeles River Bicycle Path repairs at Ferraro Athletic Fields project, recommending the board to 1, approve a construction order for the Los Angeles River Bicycle Path repairs at Ferraro Athletic Fields project to JILC Heavy Construction, Inc. in the amount of $930,126 with a not-to-exceed limit of $1,116,151, including contingency. And 2, authorize the president or 2 members of the board to execute the construction order after approval as to form has been obtained from the city attorney. And before you start there, Mr. Gibson, office, can we have somebody close that window, please? Sorry, that noise is really coming in here, and it's not... Aside from being annoying, it's interrupting me. Thank you so much. Perfect. Appreciate it. Okay, Mr. Gibson, all yours.
Yeah, hi, good morning. Scott Gibson with the Bridge Improvement Division with the Bureau of Engineering. As you mentioned, we're requesting approval to issue a construction order to JILC Heavy Construction for repairs along the LA River Bike Path at Ferraro Fields. And just to provide a little background, this is located, well, there's about a mile stretch along the bike path along the LA River along the north side of Griffith Park. This is roughly around where the 5 and 134 freeways meet. The bike path is severely deteriorated. There's cracked concrete, there's sloughing along the edges, there's potholes due to burrowing rodents. And so at the request of Council District 4, the Bureau of Engineering has designed some temporary repairs while we seek funding for more permanent repairs. And so these temporary repairs will include injecting the cracks with low-strength concrete slurry, repaving the bicycle path, and backfilling the potholes created by the rodents, and also doing some rodent abatement. And so we are requesting, and so due to the nature of, we consider this an emergency because while the bike path is closed to the public, there are still members of the public who are, bypassing the barricades and still attempting to ride along the bike path. So we did consider this an emergency, and so we procured JILC Heavy Construction off of the geotechnical and structural emergency contractor list, and so we are requesting approval to issue this construction order to JILC Construction. Funding is provided through Measure M, which is through DOT, and this concludes my report.
Thank you very much, Mr. Gibson, for that. Any questions, colleagues? Hearing none. I just wanted to make you aware, do you know that we at the board have a program, River Ranger program, that cleans the bike pathway?
I was not aware of that, but I don't know how, if they have the capacity to perform these repairs. I mean, it's something we can look into, definitely.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to just connect the dots for you that as you do the repairs, there could be the program we have here at the board can help continue maintain it and so forth. That's all. So I'll connect you with Devin Satorsky, who is the lead for the River Ranger program, so that you guys can, nothing to interfere with your construction, just wanted the aftermath to know that there's a maintenance plan after that.
Okay, sure, thanks. I think the LA DOT is actually responsible for, coordinating the maintenance, so I can pass that on to LA DOT.
Okay, we'll put that together then. Okay, any other questions, issues, objections? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 1 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. Is there a second? Dr.
Second.
Davis, thank you. TJ Knight, there's a first by Commissioner Corson and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 1 forward and forthwith.
Very good. And we'll take a roll call vote on item number 1, starting with you, Madam President,
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis,
Aye.
and Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 1 is adopted and will move forward forthwith.
Great. Thank you very much, Mr. Gibson. All right, colleagues, it's just for the public notice, Commissioner Reyes and Commissioner and Vice President Villegas are out on business today, so they will come back with hopefully a whole lot of information on the water projects that we have going on. That's where they're at, right, I believe? So moving on to item number 2, this is a request from Council District 9 for a street closure, Los Angeles County Metropolitan Transportation Authority rail-to-rail active transportation corridor project, Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street. And we have this morning Mr. Tran and Ms. And here for this one. I'm not going to read 1, 2, but I am going to read 3 and 4 just because those are the details of the times and dates. Recommending the board to approve the request to temporarily close Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street for 162 calendar days starting Friday, September 22nd, 2023 at 7 a.m. and ending Friday, March 1st, 2024 at 7 p.m., subject to the conditions identified within this report. And 4, approve the peak hour exemption request to allow construction work within the public right-of-way during weekday morning peak hours, 6 to 9 a.m., and weekday afternoon peak hours, 3:30 to 7 p.m., starting Friday, September 22nd, 2023, and ending Friday, March 1st, 2024, for Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street, subject to the conditions identified in this report. Welcome, Mr. Tran and Ms. Ann.
Good morning, President Garcia, Commissioners. My name is Roshanak
Get a
Barjavand.
little closer. Perfect.
Good morning, President Garcia, Commissioners. My name is Roshanak Barjavand, and I'm a senior civil engineer with the Bureau of Engineering, Metro Transit Division. Sorry.
I know, I'm sorry that the room doesn't give help with the noise, so the loud as you can be.
Okay, thank you. Metro's Rail-to-Rail project is a 5-mile street improvement project converting an existing unused rail right-of-way into a bike and pedestrian path connecting several rail and bus lines. The purpose of the project is to provide a safe, dedicated walking and cycling corridor to promote healthy neighborhoods and linkages between local communities, schools, shopping centers, employment centers, transit hubs, and other key destinations. This request is to temporarily close Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street for 162 calendar days, beginning Friday, September 22nd, 2023, and ending Friday, March 1st, 2024. This closure will be used to reconstruct the sidewalk, install new curb ramps, bike path, new raised crosswalk, storm drain catch basin, and landscaping on Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street. All the major submittals have been approved by BOE and other bureaus. There is no unresolved notice of non-compliance from the Bureau of Contract Administration. Council District 9 has provided their support for this closure. LADOT has approved the worksite traffic control plan. Metro's Construction Relations has been informing and updating the adjacent stakeholders, including businesses on Butlong Avenue between Slauson Avenue and 58th Street. The Metro is also coordinating with nearby religious organizations and the educational institutions, such as Butlong Avenue Elementary School, John Muir Middle School, Cabrera Family Childcare, Vermont Square Branch Library, KIPP Vita Prep Academy, Normandy Avenue Elementary, 52nd Street Elementary School, Gerald Lawson Academy, Raymond Avenue Elementary School, Frederick Casey Price III Christian Schools, Man UCLA Community School, Southern California Library, Augustus Hawkins High School, 61st Street Elementary School, Strela Elementary School, Spire Slauson Academy, ICEF Innovation Los Angeles Charter School, and Western Avenue Tech Magnet. At the time of the initial outreach, there were no unhoused individuals on Budlong Avenue. In the future, if there are any unhoused individuals, Metro will issue cards to them with contact information for the different city and county agencies that provide services to unhoused population. Thank you. That concludes my presentation. We have staff from Metro BOE and LADOT to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ann, for that, your thorough report there. Any questions, colleagues?
No. What is the funding for this particular project? Is it multiple streams of funding? I know we're doing the street closure, but you have any?
Yeah, Commissioner. Yeah, there's multiple funding source, and we'll have Mr. Kurt Turley from Metro to give you more
Yes.
detail. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Commissioner. Whereas there's multiple funding sources, there's about 14 on the project. I don't have the details of that, though.
Okay, gotcha. All right, thank you.
Okay, so I think, Ann, you talked about some of the schools that you guys have had communication with them and there won't be any interruption. Is that my understanding?
That's correct. I'll let my colleague at Metro.
Good morning, Commissioners. Perla Berry with Metro Outreach. There were no impacts or concerns for the schools. There's none immediately within the closure area, and all the ones that are south or north of the closure area are informed and also know what the detour route will be for the parents to take. And notices will be sent out as soon as the date is confirmed for the implementation so that the parents have the detour route in the notice on hand prior to the implementation.
Okay, so there was communication with the school?
Yes, with all the schools. I believe there's like 19 schools that were listed.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. And some elementary, some charter schools, just kind of like a bit of everything there.
Yes, and libraries and churches and some daycares too.
Okay, perfect. You'll also have this closed during the weekends?
Yes.
Okay.
It's gonna be 24/7. It's K-rail set up, so it won't be picked up on the weekends.
Understood. Okay,
I wanted to,
go ahead, Dr. Davis.
the impact on small businesses or any businesses in the area, is that an issue in this particular street closure for us? We've not had any complaints from the district office about businesses having a problem with the closures.
Most of the on North of Slauson is residential mostly. There's only one business that does not have access off of Budlong,
Okay.
but it's not a commercial retail. It's
Okay.
a manufacturing type of business.
Okay, great.
Okay. Well, I don't have any other questions or objections. Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. I just remembered to ask this. Apologies. This is not the first closure for this area, for this project. How many more are you expecting? How many more intersections? Because the timing also overlaps with the previous one we just approved. I think it was last week. So if you can shed some light on any future closures.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Commissioner. We have, after this, just one more full closure. It will be at Denker. Right now it's anticipated to be March of 2024.
So after this one is lifted?
Yes, correct.
Perfect. Thank you.
Council Office 9 is on board, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Are you comfortable with this, Commissioner Corson? Okay. With that said, is there a motion on the table to approve item number 2? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. TJ Knight, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Corson to approve item number 2.
Very good, and we will take a roll call vote on item number 2, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 2 is adopted, subject to conditions forthwith.
Yes. That way it can start this Friday. Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you for coming 1 week earlier. So I just want to recognize that you guys are doing a great job by doing that. Thank you. Moving on to item number 3, this is a request from the Bureau of Sanitation in Council District 11 for a task order solicitation number 152, Parsons Water and Infrastructure, Inc., Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant, Electrical Systems Evaluation, recommending the board to, 1, authorize the Director of Bureau of Sanitation to award a task order SN 152 to Parsons Water Infrastructure, Inc. from the on-call consultants list. 2, approve a total budget of $1,081,000, including $98,045 in contingency to fund technical support services in the assessment and evaluation of existing HWRP electrical systems. And 3, approve the term of engagement beginning with the notice to proceed date on July 22nd, 2024. Good morning, sir. Welcome.
Good morning, Madam President. Good morning, Commissioner. This task is for evaluation of Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant electrical system. The system is about 110 megawatt system and contains of 45 substations, 130 large transformers, and 170 medium voltage breakers, in addition to 300 large motor control centers and 1,200 relays and 8 stationary generators. So basically, the last update was performed during the secondary conversion, that it was dated in early 2000, ended on early 2000. So due to the age and environmental factor and the recent overflow incident that happened in 2021, so full scale of evaluation is necessary for the system to make sure we are able to continue through the service, through the operation, and treat the water, wastewater, continuously without any contingencies and blackouts. We advertised this task on January 13, and we had interviews the consultants on April 13 of 2023, and we awarded on April 27 to the Parsons Water System. And the scope of the work is not just the evaluation, also it includes perform arc flash analysis for our safety of our workers and the equipments, in addition to provide protection evaluation also for the relays to make sure if something happened, we don't trip the whole plant. Just one section that has a problem is tripped. The last time it was done in 1997, so it's very due for that. Also, we are requesting the contractor to potentially give us a recommendation and prioritize the repairs. You know, as we speak, we are working on some areas that it's like very obvious and we have a problem. And basically, it's the report is going to help us to put a schedule, budget, and everything else to make sure we are achieving our goals in terms of reliable system for Hyperion and the residents of Los Angeles. And the Hyperion Water Reclamation Plant is 450 million gallon per day capacity. In last February, we had 820 million gallon per certain hours during the rainfall. So it just like goes to high level, and the average our treatment is about 270 million gallon per day. So it's the magnitude of the scale of what we do. Okay, this is my presentation. So I'm here to answer any question.
Thank you so much, Mr. Garibian. I hope I said that right.
Correct.
Thank you so much for your report. Just a quick question and a note of what you just said. We usually treat 250
207 is average flow.
average, and right now we're at 450.
No, we are not. The plant is designed for handle 450.
Okay.
The dry weather season, but capable of going to 950 million gallon, almost to 1 billion gallon per day on wet capacity.
Wow, that's very heavy work. Thank you so much for that. I do have a question. Is this repair part of the Hyperion treatment recommendations from the accident we had?
It's part of it, yes. There are requested to do the evaluation on our electrical system, but we are adding additional such as arc flash analysis, relay coordination, so it kind of having one study for all. So one stone, like multiple targets, basically.
I see. Okay. Okay, thank you for that clarification. Any questions, colleagues? Dr. Davis?
Yeah, Parsons Water and Infrastructure is the identified contractor to be able to conduct the electrical systems evaluation. How often do we have to have electrical system evaluations?
So basically, it depends on the nature of the work. Generally, I would say the recommendation is every 5 years, going through the industrial system.
Sure.
But since we had an incident, so that changes the frequency. And also, based on the codes and regulation, we have to do the arc flash study every 10 years. And since the last study for the coordination, it done in like early 2000, so it's due for that. So
When was the last time we had the electrical evaluation? Are you aware of it?
we did. I don't recall that we have comprehensive evaluation, but we did partially based on the project that coming online. For example, the gas compressor project, when they come online, they requested to have a certain areas to be evaluated and all the data to report it to the contractor so they can design accordingly what we have. But it's just been partially. It's not the whole package that we can come up with a large proposal that we are going to address all the facilities based on the priorities. So
So you mentioned that I guess our strategic plan moving forward is to have these electrical evaluations more frequently.
yes, definitely.
And could you tell me and share with me your vision for electrical evaluations moving forward? I know we have this motion before us today to be able to move forward and to conduct one, but is there a vision in terms of our future practice as to our expectation for future electrical evaluations?
Okay, let me give you a little bit background. So generally speaking, electrical equipment, cables, large transformers, the life expectancy with reliable life between 20 to 30 years. So based on the time we did the secondary, we are almost reaching to end of useful life. So because of the Hyperion water reclamation plant is generally designed for 450 million gallon per day, and we are almost in half of the capacity. So basically, our equipment is not driven so hard that is required immediate attention. So it was like cushion for us that we can survive, but definitely, I mean, in terms of doing evaluation, definitely recommended to be to have a reliable system, because any failure, we have only 20 minutes to come up with the solution that bring the power online. Otherwise, we are going to overflow our capacity, and then is going to go to the ocean. So.
And when we get these evaluations, we are able to have a prescription for repairs that are necessary on a
Yes.
more routine basis.
Yes.
So therefore, I guess deferred maintenance, or in other words, to delay a regular routine frequency of evaluations would have an adverse impact on us. And so moving forward, I think you initially said 5 years would probably have been in the past a reasonable amount of time by which to conduct these electrical evaluations. But based upon what the findings are from the work being done, it will be the prescription for us as to how to more effectively and efficiently move forward with this system. Is that pretty accurate?
Yes, that's accurate. Just give you an example. Imagine your car. There's a scheduled service every 12,000 miles or 10,000 miles. Take it to dealership, have the oil change. But you can drive the car without changing the oil maybe for 24,000 miles and nothing happened. Maybe 36,000 miles and nothing happened. But one day it's going to break down in the middle of nowhere, and then you have contingencies, and you trying to call tow truck maybe in the middle of the night. Then very similar. We have a program in our system that we do monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, and annually, and biannually maintenance based on the equipment. And that's why we were able to sustain that long, because we have a good maintenance program to work on electrical and mechanical and instrumentation system.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Davis. Thank you for that very thorough explanation of what we have happening at Hyperion. I like your analogy of the car going 36,000 miles and not breaking down. Wouldn't want to be in the middle of the night somewhere broken down because not having an oil change. All right, so given that we have very much information on that, any other questions, colleagues? Any concerns, objections, comments? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 3 forward and forthwith?
So moved.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second?
Second?
Thank you, Commissioner Corson. TJ Knight, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Corson to move item number 3 forward and forthwith.
Very good. And we will take a roll call vote on item number 3, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corson.
Aye.
All ayes. Item number 3 is adopted forthwith.
Great, thank you very
Thank
much.
you so much.
Have a good rest of the week.
Nice to meet you guys.
All right, moving on to item number 4. This is a joint report with Bureau of Contract Administration and the Department of Transportation in all council districts for a contract award, Los Angeles Adaptive Traffic Control System Phase 2, recommending the board to 1, accept this contract, 2, assess Sturgeon Electric California with a penalty in the amount of $4,871.50 for the unauthorized subcontractor substitution of one bid listed WBE SBE subcontractor and the unauthorized use of one OBE unapproved subcontractor. And 3, instruct the Director of Office of Accounting to disencumber the recommended city penalty in the amount of $4,871.50 from the project fund. And Mr. Gonzalez, good to see you.
Good morning, President Garcia, Commissioners, Assistant Executive Director. Mark Gutierrez, I'm with the Bureau of Contract Administration. No problem. As mentioned, the recommendation is to accept this contract, but assess Sturgeon, the prime contractor, a penalty in the amount of $4,871.50 for the unauthorized substitution of one bid listed WSBE subcontractor and using one OBE subcontractor without approval. So going into those 2 recommendations, the bid listed sub, WBSBE, was Rouch Rebar, bid listed to furnish and install rebar totaling $3,215. Staff confirmed with the subcontractor that they were not used on the project at all, therefore a final dollar amount of $0. Therefore, they may be assessed a penalty of $321.50, which is 10% of their bid listed amount. We notified the contractor. They informed us that a change order removed their work on the project. However, in consultation with the Bureau of Engineering, we determined that the change order that they referenced did not in fact delete their work. I think it was for similar work, but not their specific bid listed item of work. Per the bid proposal requirements, any reduction, increase, or other change to any subcontract amount without approval of the inspector is considered an unauthorized subcontractor substitution, subject to a penalty of 10% of the subcontract amount. Therefore, because there was no approval to reduce their subcontract or any change orders deleting their work, we're recommending a penalty of $321.50 for that sub. The second sub is DC Drilling. They performed drilling work on the project totaling $45,500. Our neighboring section in Office of Contract Compliance Labor notified us that DC performed work on the project, probably through receiving payrolls, which showed that DC was out there on the job. We did verify, though, that they were not approved to do work. Per bid proposal requirements, any sub that's out there performing work needs to be approved, or the prime is subject to a penalty of 10%. We notified the contractor that they were out there performing work, however not approved. Their response was basically that they notified all parties. However, we were unable to to find that documentation, and they didn't add anything further than that. So therefore, for that subcontractor, we're recommending a 10% penalty of the amount of work performed, which totals $4,550. And again, the sum of those 2 penalties totals $4,871.50. I don't think Sturgeon is here. We tried to contact them to see if they would be here to provide their statement or protest, and I don't think they're here, but that concludes my report. I could answer any questions you may have.
I don't think they're here either, Mr. Gutierrez. TJ Knight, we don't have any comments on item number 4.
That is correct, President Garcia. We've received no commentary. We've received no speaker card from any interested party or the public on item number 4. In addition, there are no attendees on the Zoom platform who have raised their hand. If there is someone on the Zoom platform who would like to offer commentary on this item, please press *9 at this time. And no one is raising their hand.
Okay, understood. And I don't see anybody here also raising their hand to come up and speak. So given that, Mr. Gutierrez, you're pretty comfortable, right, that this has been gone through all your checks and balances and making sure that we got the right number and everybody's fine with this?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And again, since we don't have any official protest, and they were aware of today's hearing, right?
Yes, they were made aware.
Okay, so it sounds like everybody's in full collaboration on this, and it doesn't seem like there's any issues moving forward. Okay, so we'll accept this contract. Any other questions, colleagues? Commissioner Corson?
Thank you. Do they have any other contracts with the city at the moment?
I don't think they do, no.
Are they someone who's bid on anything
They're
since they were awarded this?
relatively uncommon contractor. I don't see them often.
Okay, thank you.
Very well. Given that we don't have any other issues, is there a second to my motion to approve this item?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. TJ Knight, there's a first by me and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 4 forward and forthwith.
And we will take a roll call vote on item number 4, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsand.
Aye.
All ayes, and item number 4 is adopted as amended to reflect contract acceptance and will move forward forthwith.
Thank you for that. Appreciate it. Thank you, Mr. Gutierrez. Have a good rest of the week.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, moving on. We took roll call, right? Okay. Moving on to item number 5, this is a motion request in all council district for an AFE for the California Association of Sanitation Agencies. The Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $29,500 to pay for the 2023 California Association of Sanitation Agencies membership renewal for the period of January 1st, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Authorize the president or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the service agreement. And this morning here we have Ms. Karina Gonzalez. Good morning, ma'am. Welcome.
Hi, good morning, President Garcia, President Pro Tem Davis, and Commissioner Corsand. My name is Karina Gonzalez with the LA Sanitation Regulatory Affairs Division. Thank you for the opportunity to present today. We are currently seeking approval to pay annual membership dues for the California Association of Sanitation Agencies, or CASA, in the amount of $29,500. Just a little bit of background about this organization. CASA is a leading voice for public wastewater agencies on regulatory, legislative, and legal issues, and has been for over 60 years. CASA is an association of local agencies statewide that addresses a number of topics, including PFAS, water recycling, direct potable reuse regulations, climate change, biosolids management and reuse, and other relevant issues. The organization provides an exchange of information, expertise, and insight in the field of water quality and water project planning, as well as sustainable action. And as a member of CASA, the city and LA San enjoy many benefits, including legislative advocacy at the local, state, and national levels, as well as information regarding new and evolving legislation and regulations. Through CASA membership, the city and LA San has access to highly knowledgeable and experienced staff and board consisting of engineers, scientists, attorneys, lobbyists, consultants, and other professionals. With that, thank you for your consideration, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you very much, Ms. Gonzalez. I don't have any questions on this item. Any questions, Dr. Davis?
No, I have none. I'm sorry.
Commissioner Corson? See none. Ms. Gonzalez, is this your first time presenting to the board?
Second.
Second. Okay, you did very well. Thank you. We don't have any questions. Is there a second to the motion to approve item number 5? Thank you, Dr. Davis. I think I said it. I'll screw it too. Is there a second to my motion to approve item number 5? And Dr. Davis seconded, so TJ Knight, we have a first by me and a second by Dr. Davis to move item number 5 forward and forthwith.
Very good, and we'll take a roll call vote on item number 5, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
And Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
All ayes, item number 5 is approved forthwith.
Great. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of the week.
You too.
Moving on to item number 6, this is a request in Council District 15 for an AFE State Water Resource Control Board. Bureau of Sanitation and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $270,000 to pay for the annual National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit and all other fees associated with and required by the California State Water Resources Control Board for the period of July 1st, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. Authorize the president or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the service agreement. And this, Vaughn, are you Mr.? Okay, good. Mr. Vaughn, welcome.
Thank you, President Garcia. Hi, everyone. So my name is An Vong. I'm here to represent Tom Island to request equivalent fund to pay for the National Pollutant Discharge Elimination System permit, as well as all the associated fees with it, to the State Water Resource Control Board. These fees are the annual fees that, in order for TI to operate, we need to pay for the State Water Board to discharge our treated wastewater as well as our recycled water to the harbor. For the fiscal year 2024, TI is requesting $270,000. Just include my report.
Okay. It's pretty a hefty membership, a permit required there. Is it usually this much?
Yes, so last year was 204,000. So every year, average increase about 5 to 10%. But some year, for example, from fiscal year 19 to 20, increased by 16% for the annual permit, the MPS per fee. And in the same year, they also increased 10% for the recycled water fee as well. So, and from 2021, they actually increased 18% for the stormwater fees. So it's just on the safe side, we asked a little bit more than last year.
So there's been such a gradual.
Average about 5 to 10% increase each year.
Okay, that's still a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is only for 1 year, the $270,000.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we have to pay it.
Yeah.
Any questions, colleagues? Dr. Davis?
I have none.
No questions? Okay. Any objections? Hearing none, is there a motion on the table to move item number 6 forward and forthwith? Thank you, Dr. Davis. Is there a second? Thank you, Commissioner Corsan. TJ Knight, there's a first by Dr. Davis and a second by Commissioner Corsan to move item number 6 forward and forthwith.
Very good, and we will take a roll call vote on item number 6, starting with you, Madam President.
Aye.
President Pro Tem Davis.
Aye.
Commissioner Corsan.
Aye.
All ayes, item number 6 is approved and will move forward forthwith.
Great. Thank you very much, sir. Have a good rest of the week. We already took item number 6, and so now we're moving on to our oral report, and this is item number 8, Sewer Repair Financial Assistance Program, Policy Number 811, Bureau of Sanitation, and this morning we have Mr. Troy Ezra here. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, Commissioners. Here to just provide an oral update for our sewer lateral rebate program. Just to give you guys some quick background again, the city has over 700,000 sewer lateral connections with about 506,000 of them connected. From what we can see from CCTV and mainline sewers, we find that approximately 12% of these private sewer laterals show damage due to roots. Therefore, the goal of this rebate program was initiated to reduce issues attributed to roots in our sewer system. There's about 36 million in the account for this program, so it's expected to have about 1.2 million per year, and this program is expected to last about 30 years. There are 2 rebates available, one for private homeowners to CCTV or videotape their sewer lateral on their property to identify any defects. The other rebate we're issuing out is for homeowners to actually repair their sewer laterals if there are any defects. So the videotaping rebate is for up to $300, whereas the sewer lateral repair rebate is up to $1,000. Homeowners have the opportunity to apply for both of these rebates for a total of $1,300. In regards to stats, as of today, the total number of rebates we've issued out since the program started back in 2022 is 133, with 89 being approved. So that's about a 67% approval rate. To break that number down further, the first round for this program, we received a total of 45 applications. The second round, which was this past fiscal year 22-23, we received a total of 83 applications. And this current round, we have a total of 5 so far. So as you can see, the biggest issue we're dealing with this rebate program is making homeowners aware of the rebates. Our outreach, we've been trying to booster out these efforts, working with PAO. Just last month, we did an interview with Channel 35 to promote the rebate program to city residents. We've also delivered signs with QR codes to our Bureau of Engineering district offices when people pull out permits to do work on their property. And we're currently working with BOE to put information regarding our program on their S-Permit website, because a lot of their customers don't go in. They do things virtually. So we're trying to put information on their website so that as soon as they try to pull out a permit, they can see that the rebates are available. We noticed that we needed to do this because we did some research this past fiscal year. There were a total of over 3,000 S-permits that were issued out, and we've only had a total of 133 applicants since this program started. So that's a huge discrepancy. So outreach is our biggest issue. Bureau of Engineering has actually said that they didn't even know about our program. So now they're aware. So we're hoping that with the outreach efforts that we're doing, we're also working with the done to provide newsletters to all the neighborhood councils. I'm not sure that's been done yet, but we're following up with them to do that. So hopefully all these outreach efforts could increase our numbers moving forward. And that pretty much concludes my presentation. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Troy. I don't know if this would, I'm sure you guys already had it, but perhaps putting some kind of a message on the Department of Water and Power bill?
Yes, that's what we've been. So we've reached out to Financial Management Division regarding that. They said that they've tried to do that with some of their solids programs. I'm thinking the best way is to put an insert on the DWP bill.
Yeah.
Because this program is available to all ratepayers who pay sewer service charge and DWP.
Correct.
And for whatever reason, we've been getting pushback with doing that.
Okay.
So,
Maybe if they don't want to put it on the actual bill, like you said, an insert, like a separate
right.
page, a small page to it or something like that. Okay, well, let us know how we can be of any help around that.
Okay.
And then I know you said you guys are doing a lot of outreach, through Dunn, and so forth. And this is, I know that you guys are doing it in multiple languages as well. Okay, perfect. I don't have any other questions. Thank you so much, Troy. Dr. Davis? No, that's okay. Any questions for Troy on the Sewer Repair Financial Assistance Program? Hearing none. When do you come back? Well, can you give us an update? Because I know you said right now there's 133 applicants out of
Total that we've received since 2022 when the program started. Yeah.
That's it, right?
Yeah.
Is it a lack of outreach, or is it a combination of outreach and kind of the paperwork that goes behind it?
It's kind of both, to be honest, but I think it's mostly outreach, being that Bureau of Engineering, who actually issues out the permits, if someone wants to rehab their sewer lateral, BOE issues out an S permit, and one of the staff have reached out to us saying they didn't even know about the rebate program. So they need to know so that they can tell homeowners, oh, by the way, you're pulling out a permit, you should apply for this rebate program. So now all district offices are aware of it now, so we're trying to see how those numbers improve. But we do require, depending on any rebate you apply for, we do have several documents that are required. A lot of homeowners, for instance, they forget to put down the address of the property when they have the plumber go out and do the inspection. And we need that address to make sure it's their property. And sometimes the plumber or contractor deletes the video, and they can't, based on our rules and regs, if we can't get any proof, they can't qualify for it. So is the paperwork too. There's a lot of documents that are required, and that could possibly also be an issue for some of them to apply.
It sounds that way, right? Perhaps also maybe making sure that our council offices know this, their constituent services and their field reps know about this as well, so that if anybody gets asked, they can, or have maybe perhaps have like a I don't know, a poster type of deal and put it in each of the offices. It's a really great program, and I would hope more residents would take advantage of it. But yes, it's a really hard to reach type of program also.
Yeah, we're just going to keep spreading the word however we can to everybody.
Okay, understood. Definitely try the council offices and their field reps,
Got it.
definitely.
Okay.
Okay, any other questions, comments, objections? Thank you so much, Troy, for your report this morning. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Have a good rest of the week. TJ Knight, have we closed today's voting items?
Yes, that clears today's agenda in total.
Great, thank you very much, colleagues. It is now 10:56 and this meeting's officially adjourned. Have a good rest of the week, everyone. See you on next Wednesday.